Just move the wire out the way. Good morning, everyone. Again, this is another live stream, so if you are watching this back, go ahead and pop the live chat button. I'm gonna carry on with this today, the Hanna karlzon PDF that I downloaded. I'm not overly happy, especially with the skin. The eyebrows have got a bit, the colours have mixed together, I think, a little bit too much. So I'm hoping that going over with pencil will save it. If not, we can just use the Paul Rubens and give her bright pink eyebrows, I think. So I think, what time are we on? I've probably got about an hour-ish to work on this morning. I'm just going to pick some pinks out for the bow, I think. Yeah, I want it pink. I'm just going to stick to more or less the same tones. I've got my scrap piece of paper here. Let me connect to the iPad. There we go. I'm just going to test these colours. To test that I'm happy. And if I'm happy with these ones, I will go ahead and tell you what colours they are. I think that one needs to be slightly darker. Pop that one back and go with this shade. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, them will work. No, I haven't got anything ready this morning. It was sort of a last minute thing. I wanted to get this picture done. I've just finished another one last night in the Wild Soul book, I want to say. Hiya Steph from Stormy Island. Is it not nice there today? Where'd you rain? I think later on this afternoon. I think 2-3 o'clock was you at. Unfortunately. Where I live though, it seems like it's always raining, but I'm sure you feel the same as well. I've not long got back from the nursery run dropping my daughter off. They had a bit of an accident this morning. They have like a piece of wood that they use to make the areas into individual areas. With Isabel being in her wheelchair, it bloody fell over and landed on her, so I weren't too pleased with them. So I ended up speaking to the head teacher about it. Let me zoom in slightly. So the 4 colours that I've chosen is pink rose, pink, hot pink and process red. And we'll go with them. Yeah, well, I wasn't happy with this morning, like I said. I checked on her and she was sat in the corner with a carer and she seemed to have calmed down. I really wanted to stream earlier than this, but I was half expecting a phone call off nursery to say come and pick her up, but it's not happened yet, so I thought, you know, I'll take my chances. So if the stream does go off for any reason, and that will be the reason, because nursery have rung. Just a heads up. I don't know if you caught the first part of this colouring chat. I used watercolour for actually all of the hair and the stars, and I went in with Prismacolor for the skin. Like I said, I'm not overly happy with it. It's looking quite patchy. It's not my best work, so I'm glad it's a PDF and I can download it again and print it off again. What are you up to this morning? Like I said, I just want to get this one finished and I can move on to the next. I don't like having loads of pictures half done. Oh, I will say at the start of this stream as well before I forget, but the giveaway, the lady that won hasn't contacted me yet, so I'm going to give it till probably tomorrow night. Then if she's not got in contact with me, then I will do I will come on and do a live stream. I'll let everyone know beforehand, and I'll just give it away to anybody that's on. I'll give everyone a number and then go on to the random.org again and then do it live. Are they poorly? Are they off sick? This is the only chance, well, in the day when she's at nursery. She's only at nursery for 3 hours. And then once she's in bed, I don't tend to sit here and colour in the day when she's here. It's very, very rare that she'll allow me to do that. I'm trying my best to get better at watercolour. I actually started another picture last night and finished it off purely just with watercolour. I just need to work on the background. I'm determined this year to get better at watercolour. Oh gosh, it must be bad then. You're all safe though, aren't you? You know, you're stopping in for the day, you've got everything that you need. Right. I was half expecting snow, to be honest, very soon. You know, it pops up on your Facebook feed, like this time last year, this time 4 years ago, this time whatever. And we've had snow around about now the last couple of years. Nothing yet. It's definitely frosty though. Isabel had she had a blanket on as well as a waterproof blanket, a big thick coat, a uniform on, a thermal vest on, a big winter jacket and a hat. So I think she was warm enough. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It must be bad if they've closed the schools. The only time that they will close the schools here is if the snow is really bad and the teachers can't get to school, or if the heating is broke for whatever reason. That's the only times. It could be blowing a gale outside and they'd still be at school. You want the dark fantasy. Was it you, Steph, who said that you've got the mermaid one? Because if it is, I was actually talking to my husband about this, and if I do end up just giving them away on the live stream, I don't know how people would feel about me doing it separate, you know, like giving away one book to one person and the other one to somebody else, just in case, you know, you've already got that book. But I can't promise anything at the moment because I still need to give this lady a chance to message me or email me. She might just be, you know, busy, or she's forgot about it, or, you know, you don't know, do you? Well, exactly. That was my thought. So we'll just see anyway. I ordered last night. It should come today. Actually, I should have checked on Amazon before starting to film. I don't know if any of you've tried it. The colourless Prisma blender, just to help a little bit with the skin tones. Have you got me on Instagram, Steph? I'd like to see. think I'm starting to finally get used to Instagram and all the different buttons that you have to click. It took me a while, but I've got there, I think. So I just use that palest shade just to put a base of colour down. I'm just shading, getting darker gradually. Oh, that's not good. You ordered it in December and it still hasn't come. I've actually got the Arteza coming. It should be here probably today or tomorrow, I'm hoping. I've not used them yet, so I'm looking forward to trying them. I've heard a lot of good things about them. But yeah, waiting since December. Where did you order it from? I ordered it off Amazon, like I said. It was only last night that I ordered it, and it's next day delivery with most things. Well, saying most things, I did, there was some watercolour paints that I wanted to try. I think they're called Prima, and the delivery on that, I think it was the end of February. So I wasn't sure, I'm not sure where they're coming from. Maybe America, to have to wait for that long, I don't know. But if you look at the seller's page, they've got things on there for next day delivery, so I don't know, it's just strange the way that it works. Feels like ages since I've come on and done a daytime live stream. Hiya Dragonheart. Thank you for joining. How are you today? Just want to take a drink of my water. I'll have a little look then, thanks Steph, when the stream's finished. When I'm walking down to nursery, I'll have a look. I've actually got my mother-in-law coming to walk down there. She's not been to where my daughter goes in now. She's been put like downstairs with the bigger children, the older children. So I need to walk down there and show her what's what and where you pick her up, etc. And oh my god, this morning, I think I'm going deaf with the mums that talk. I mean, I just get there and I want to drop Isabel off. I don't tend to really talk to many people. I just want to get there and, you know, get things done. But some of the mums that are there, they don't stop yapping. I'll have to put my headphones in next time. That's looking a bit better. I should have brought my tutorial book out actually to do this bow. I don't think I've used that for bows yet. Yeah, it was like I said at the start of the stream that Isabel had a bit of an incident this morning, so I ended up being there for a little bit longer than I wanted to. So I try to get there early to drop her off as early as I can, and then get there early to get her home as quick as I can. It's sort of like a little bit being back in school again. You've got the cliques, the groups of different mums. and I just want to get there and get home. I'm not interested. I have got one friend though that I speak to every now and again. Kirsty, if you're watching this back later on, hi. I'll let you know how Isabel is when I pick her up. If I don't, so I won't see you because you pick Hazel up later on. It's looking quite pale out on camera, but honestly in real life it is quite a vibrant pink actually. Isabel has just turned 3. She turned 3 on the 23rd of December. She couldn't wait for Christmas and she came early. Lucky us. Yeah, she's a little sweetheart though. Right, I'll go in with the slightly darker shade now, which is my darkest one, Processed Red. Let me just test that again. Yeah, that'll be fine. That should be fine. I'm just going to have to use a really, really light hand. Thank you. I don't really do bowls all that often. I love these PDF pages though. I really do recommend them. I did put them the link in the last video's description. But I like anything of Hanna Karlzon's. You've got a 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. I bet that's a handful then. I have got 2 children. My oldest one's 13. So he's sort of, he can almost look after himself now at that age. Yeah, I bet that's hard work. Thank you, Dragonheart, that's very sweet. I don't think I've seen you here before. Definitely not on streams, I don't think. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm quite lucky as well with Isabel. I'll put her to bed. Gosh, take her to bed about 7:15. She'll have a bath and she'll be in bed for 7:30. And then if we're lucky, she'll sleep through. She started sleeping through since going back to nursery. And she doesn't like to be woken up in the mornings. But the break that we had between Christmas and New Year, she was off for 2.5 weeks. She was up every night, between 3 and 4 o'clock for a good hour, an hour and a half. So I'm glad that's over with now. I think I might have to go over that though, because it's looking a bit muddy. Can you see here? I think some of the ink has ran. I might have used too much water. I wasn't even showing you them, was I? I think I've used too much water there. But I'm sort of a newbie with the watercolour paints, but I'm determined to get better. Just work in the middle bit. I'm trying to remember as well to always turn the pencil, especially with these Prismas, just to keep the ends sharp. There's nothing worse when you're trying to colour and it's blunt constantly. I mean, look at the size of this pencil now. Luckily I have got a backup of it, but that's probably my most used one. It was light peach, you can't see, but I won't be able to use that soon. I have got a pencil extender. I do need to find it. I think I borrowed it to my son. Well, exactly, that's why I like watercolours. I love watercolours for backgrounds as well. And I've only just started using them in colouring books. I've learnt now. Which book is it, that one? Let me just get it. There's only certain books, colouring books, that you can use with watercolour. because it all depends on the paper. So I was working in Flora and Fauna last night. This is Maria's trolley, and that's the one that I did, and that's all watercolour, and I'm quite happy with that actually. I don't think it needs any sort of background. I'm not going to mess around with it, so I was just leaving that out to dry. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. It didn't take me very long, that. It probably took me about an hour, all in all. Hi Kirsta, you've missed me rambling on about what happened this morning. She's been saying I'm sure she's alright, but I was not happy. I was not a happy bunny. I think there's about three or four layers of watercolour on that then. So I've gone in with a really light wash, let it dry, and then darken the colour with each layer. I'm terrible at mixing colours. I just want a palette that's all skin colours, so it's there, it's ready. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, and I'm sure she's alright, but we'll see what's said and what happens when I go for her in a bit. I'm sure it won't happen again, especially after me bringing it up. You like it, Kirsta? I don't like the skin. I feel like I've completely ruined the skin. And the eyebrows went a bit muddy. So my idea with the eyebrows, I think I'm going to go over with the Paul Rubens. Probably the pink. And see if I can save it that way. Right, I'm going to work backwards now. So that was my darkest. I'm going to work backwards now. And go over again. I'm confused, Kirsta. The head is really good with taking on compliments. Oh gosh, you wanted that picture of that Christmas tree, didn't you? I forgot, I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I'll get the printer out this afternoon for you. Oh, I feel terrible now. Oh, the head teacher. Alright. Yeah, she seems nice. She seems nice. Oh, well, I don't feel as bad now then. I've just been saying that lady's not got in contact with me yet about the giveaway. So I'm going to stream tomorrow night. I'll probably come on once I've got little miss down into bed. And if the lady's not contacted me by then I will just do the giveaway on the stream. So anybody that's online at that time, I think that's probably the furthest. And I don't know whether to keep it as 2 boots so one person will win the 2 boots, or do it as separate. I'll ask everyone tomorrow what they think. But I've just still got to give the lady a bit of time. Are you excited about getting your new pencils? I'm expecting them either today or tomorrow, I would have thought. So I'm going to keep the centre areas quite light on this one. Just test that colour out. Yeah, that's the right one. Have you got yourself a nice pencil case ready? I think I saw that you'd got one, or was that for other pencils? Because you're really good. I tell you this all the time. You're really, really good, and I love your backgrounds. You are kidding me just now. How weird's that? After me asking. That's strange. Test it out now and let me know. I think you get 2 in the pack. iPad's going walkies. We've just been talking about the Prisma colourless blender, and Steph said she'd ordered hers back in December, and she's saying that it's not turned up yet, and I'm waiting for mine to come today, and hers has just popped up. I have got the Derwent one, and I've probably gone through 2 or 3 packets of these. I do actually really like them. I do really like them. I like them more with the polys than I do the Prismas. So that's why I thought I would try the Prisma one, because obviously it's the same brand. It should work better with these. I'm up to 599 subscribers as well. I know I've got a couple of new people on, but my husband was getting me like little daft surprises every 100 subscribers. Some of you will know what I'm talking about, so I'm wondering if he's going to do that again at 600. He got me a little light box with my name on it. What did he get me the other times? Well, it's another 5 times. I can't remember now. That's terrible, isn't it? I'm sorry, Danny, if you watch this. The blenders, well, not necessarily. I sometimes just use a white Prismacolor as my blender, or I'll use the Derwent one. What other ones have I got? I use blending stumps, but I'll use that with a blending solution called Zest It, and I've poured it into, you would have seen these in banks and stuff for counting notes, but I've poured a bit of the Zest It into here and then dip the blending stump in there, and that works quite well actually. But I'm terrible for wanting to always try new things. Oh yeah, he did get me that cake. See, Kirsty, I'm terrible. It was a Thornton's sticky toffee pudding cake. I know, it was bloody lovely. It was really, really tasty. I ended up giving a quarter of it to my dad, which I wish I hadn't done. It was really nice. It was it weren't our proper anniversary yesterday, but it was the anniversary from the date that we met. So we met 13 years ago yesterday. He remembers that. I'm terrible at dates. He was saying yesterday, do you remember going here and do you remember going there? And the first date that we went out on, proper date, my dad was in the same restaurant, which was quite awkward. First time going on a date and he'd already met my dad. Hi London vlogger, you was on my last stream, so it's nice to see you again. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying about the certain things work okay with the Prismas, and other things work better with my polys. Actually, one thing that I have found that works with polychromos really well, and I've only got one of these. I've got the Caran d'Ache Luminance in white, and this works really, really well with polys, you know, for blending out. Oh gosh, and I've got that one as well. That's the Caran d'Ache full blender, which they're not my favourite, they're okay. No, well, I was exactly the same. He remembers everything. I'm sure I was meant to be the bloke in the relationship forgetting things all the time. Right, I'm going to go in again with the lightest shade. What I'll do, I'll use the white on this one and show you. Or do you want me to use... I can use the Zesty, but it's not the best with Prismas. Just so you can see. Or what I could do... Let me get a fresh piece of paper. And pop this to one side. And I'll put a pink colour down in the Prismas. Make sure I'm in frame here. So I'm using quite hard pressure there. One of my dogs is snoring. And then I'll do the same. I've got my polys right here. So I'll do the polys on this side. And a slightly darker shade. Rolo, will you shut up? One of my dogs has started getting quite upset when I've been leaving the house recently. Every morning when I've been setting out, as soon as I shut the door, she starts howling the place down. I bet my neighbours love me. I think she just gets upset about me leaving. Right, so this is the Prisma side, that's the polish side. And we'll just go in with a white Prismacolor. The main thing I like about this one is it gets rid of the majority of the tooth of the paper. It just makes it look smooth. And then I'll go in with the blending solution, and let me just get a clean stump. That one's got purple on it. Another quick tip while I've got it here. The blending stumps, to clean them, I've got a piece of sandpaper. I did ask my dad, can I have a little piece of sandpaper? And I explained the reason why. And he gave me a full bag of rolled up sandpaper that I don't think I'll ever use in my lifetime, but I've got it now anyway. Right, so it's clean now. So, let's dip it in. I might have to pop a little bit more solution, but you can see there it is wet. And I've got sandpaper all over me now. I am using quite hard pressure there. And while I've got this out, I'll switch it over and do the polish side. One thing I would be mindful though with the blending solution, I have completely destroyed one page. It was a double page spread actually, a Hanna karlzon one. Just be careful how much blending solution you're using, because the other side, as you can see, it does go through. Right, and then I'll use the white. I won't use the white Prisma. I'll use the white poly to make it equal. It does blend it out, but it's not as good as the Prisma in my opinion. But it does work. If you use a brush, you can just use a normal brush with the blending solution and just sort of pop it in a little cup or a little bowl, you know, whatever. If I can find a bloody brush, any sort of brush, just dip it in the blender and slightly go over it. You might get a little bit more of the blending solution on the paper that way, so I just, yeah, I would be careful. So I hope that helps anyway. Just to get a little bit of an idea how they work. Let's get back to the picture. I need the sandpaper. Right, I'm just going to go in with the lightest shade. If that's not light enough, I might go in with the white. You're very welcome. It's took me a lot of buying different things and messing around with them myself before finding out what I like and what I don't like. So how do we think that's looking? Again, it's looking a bit peach on camera and it's not, it's pink. I've took the pink out of my hair as well. I've got bored of it. I had it for months and months. I'm back being blonde again. Give it a couple of months and I'll have the pink dye again. I'm not surprised. I would do too. I would do. I've got Kirsty who's on now, like one real life friend who's interested in colouring. Nobody else sort of gets it. It's like, why are you doing that? You're 32 years old, why are you colouring? They don't get it. You have to speak to your like-minded people. I mean, when I found out about the Holbeins going on open stock, and we're able to get them now in the UK, I was overjoyed. But I was telling my husband about it and, you know, he doesn't understand. So yeah, I like coming on because I'm speaking to people that understand. I might go in with a tad bit of white just in the middle. We need to work on the pony's hair next. My Little Ponies then, I'm sure that's what she's based them off. I used to collect them as a child. I love it, Kirsty. I've been, so what are we now? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. I've been colouring now and collecting books and art supplies for 9 months. Yeah, 9 months. But I've always loved drawing and colouring and everything. Anything to do with it. Now I'm just putting my pencils away. I don't like having a messy desk. yeah, you've got to give the points. You've got to give the points. That's what I will give my husband the points, and he's really supportive when it comes to me doing YouTube. We've got like it's like a big planner on our fridge. Also you can write dates and appointments, etc. And he put, gosh, this was back when I had, I think 150. And every time the subscribers come, you know, go up or change, he comes home every single night and updates it to the number. It's super sweet. You should add me on Instagram. I love looking at other people's finishing pages. You know, it's inspiration, isn't it, for yourself? I don't like saying copying because you're not copying someone, but it's inspiration. Yeah, it'll pop on the stream every now and again and stand over my shoulder and look what I'm doing. But when I'm actually properly filming a video, I make him go upstairs because I get embarrassed. I forgot to make myself a coffee, so I'm sat here drinking a bottle of water. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your comment there, Kirsty, about it being greasy. Yeah, it is very, very greasy, so whatever you do not spill it on your floor. I'm going to go for purple. Purple. We all love a bit of purple, don't we? So I'm going to go for 3 shades. Me on Instagram, it's just the exact same as my YouTube name. Colour Me Stress Free. So I'm going to have to sharpen these. You know what as well, I've got the radiators on and I think they're on about 21 degrees and it still feels cold. I might have to go and put a little cardigan on. How old do I sound? It's cold, I need a cardigan. And I've not made myself a brew. That wart was cold this morning, but I remembered my gloves. I think it's due to rain at 2-3 o'clock, so I think I'll just miss it. Thank you. I did all my chores yesterday outside the house. Oh, bought myself a new fish as well for my tank. I needed a new sucker fish for the algae on the tank. I got myself an albino bristlenose pleco, that's what he's called. And he's gorgeous. And he's doing a good job at the tank at the moment anyway. So I'm going to go in with, yeah, the green one. Let's go with the green one. That's another one of my hobbies that my husband has sort of just had to deal with. The fish, the tropical fish tank. He's ever so good, he don't really moan. Yeah, they're doing alright. I've got about 1,000,001 tetras in there. I've got 3 angelfish and they're absolutely gorgeous. They're my babies, them. I've got one that's probably so big, and then the other 2 are, you know, the big uns. Big uns. But they were picking on my new little pleco yesterday. Constantly tapping on the tank, stop it. But I've checked on him this morning and he's fine. I don't always talk to my fish, I just tell them off if they're biting each other every now and again. The angelfish, they can be a bit aggressive. The tetras will just swim round and not bother anybody. I nearly bought I think it's called an aquatic frog. But as soon as the man in the fish store said to me, there's a chance that it can get out of the tank, you'll have to block up all the holes at the top. And no, I'm not walking down one day with one of the dogs with the frog in its mouth. Imagine. The fish, no, they're not too bad. When I had a smaller tank, they were difficult to look after because you have to do more water changes. But the size of the tank, it's a 3-foot tank, 145 litre. So I do water changes every 10 days to 2 weeks. And yeah, they're alright. I feed them every other day. I've learnt now because I was feeding them every day and I was overfeeding them and they were dying. But I just kept looking at them and saying to my husband, they look hungry. But they weren't. So I've learnt now every other day. But apart from that, yeah, easy peasy. I could probably trust my 13-year-old son to look after them and change the water and stuff now. Finding me more. Yeah. It's nice at night time because I've got the single chair, like the recliner chair, where I am now. You've got my desk in the corner of the room, the dining room, and then I've got a single recliner right next to the fish tank, so you can sit there and watch them. Right, I'm gonna go in my darker shade. I didn't tell you what I was using. I'm terrible for that. I'm using lilac, and then my middle shade is gonna be Parma Violet, and the darkest one is it Delilah Purple? Terrible at pronouncing. I wish I did have a finding Nemo fish. They're terribly, terribly hard to look after. I've looked into it. And I don't think I'd be able to commit to that. That is hard work. You have to be adding salt to the water and all sorts. And they're very, very expensive. We did look at them before we bought this tank, and for one little Nemo fish, like the dory fish, you're talking £45 to £50 per fish. Very expensive, considering the angels cost me, I think they were about £8 or £9 each, but they were only babies at the time. Well, exactly. Exactly. You'd be very upset if one of them died, wouldn't you? Although I have had my heart set on. It's called a flower horn. It's not a natural fish. Like, you can't find them in the wild. They're human bred, human made. And they're quite big, probably that big, and they've got this big thing on top of their heads. They're really beautiful fish. And the one that I originally wanted, you're talking £150. But you can get ones that are just plain, like blue or whatever, not rainbow coloured, and they're a lot cheaper. So I said I'm going to keep them ones that I've got for at least a year, make sure none of them are dying, and then we'll see. Because it's them fish, they're like pets. You can put your hand in and stroke them, and they'll take food out of your hand. So it's like having another pet. I know which programme he's talking about, but I can't remember the name either. Nothing wrong with that. Best documentaries that you can watch are David Attenborough. Me and my son both love him. Is that what it's called? Tanked? I couldn't remember. I'm worried I'm making this a bit too dark here. I'm going a bit heavy and happy. Let me just check, because I'm still trying to get used to this floor tripod. I do apologise. I'm used to having it overhead. So I'm still getting used to the new way of filming. See, when I'm not talking, I tend to do it a little bit better. I'm not quite sure what to do with the background on this one. I am going to film either tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to do a mixed media background. I've not picked out a picture yet, but I'm going to throw all sorts at it, from coloured pencils to different paints to glitter glues. I've got some stuff like collagey stuff that I want to use. It's basically, I just want a fun picture to do, and I'll just film it. Exactly. Well, I've got a lot of medium that I've not used in a while, and I feel terrible. So I thought, you know, just get used to it out of them. Uh, 1 minute, Kirsty. I've got something very similar. Let me show you. I'm going to end up moving camera here. Where are you? Right, got that one. I'm making a mess everywhere. And that one. Right, where did I buy these ones? These were from the works, I think. They're not actually lace them, but it's very, very similar, and I have used it in a picture before. That's why I've only got a little bit left. But it is self-adhesive, this one. I'm pretty sure I got this from the works, and it was very, very cheap. So you just peel the back off. But the self-adhesive lace will be really, really nice, actually. I like your ideas of the shells. Kirsty did a picture in the colour, was it Coloriage Wild? Which number was it? I can't remember. And she added some shells, like proper real shells that her children had picked from the beach, and she stuck them to the page. Oh God, I'm being a bit heavy-handed there. She stuck them to the page, and it turned out really, really nice. Have you put it in a frame yet, Kirsty? Because you would have to get one of them 3D ones, won't you? The ones that's more like a box. But it was a really good idea. And what did you stick them down with? Because it must have been strong glue. I'm going to have to... If my head gets in the way here, it's because I can't see very well. The light's glaring. That's better. That's better. I can see what I'm doing now. Yeah, you can get ones that are more... have you seen the pictures that people make with the, you know, the Scrabble letters? Like you can spell out your name. You need one of them sort of frames. I bet you the Ranger's got stuff like that. I'm surprised it's stuck down with that. I am surprised. You're mad with that stuff, aren't you now? I bet you've used up, what, a quarter of it already? I think I am. What am I on? Yeah, I've used a quarter of it now. Oh no, half of it. I've used half. Yeah, good idea. I'd never even thought of that. IKEA. Right, where's it up to? I brought out my stickles as well last night. I would not use them in a little bit. I went stickles happy. I think I stopped colouring last night at about 9:30, but I was sat there watching Danny play on Pokemon till stupid o'clock, when we probably should have been going to sleep. He thinks he's better than me at that game. He's wrong. He's definitely wrong. I am going to use the white again on this area. I'm going to sharpen it a bit to take away some of that other pigment. You know what? I've got them Nouveau drops on my wish list on Amazon, and I've been umming and ahhing whether to try them or not, but I've not heard anybody. You're the first person that said that you like them. So I'm definitely going to look at other colours. I think it was the crystal one that I've got in the in my wish list. And they're probably same price, very similar price anyway to Stickles, aren't they? You do. As soon as you start with the Stickles, you can't stop, can you? Is there a lot of colours available then? I've only seen that one crystal one. I didn't even know they did iridescent ones. We don't really get anything like that in the shops over here, to be honest. We get Stickles, but that's at Hobbycraft. And the last time that I was in there was just before Christmas, and you only had a choice of 3 colours. So there was red, gold, and a holly green colour. I don't know if it depends on the seasons or what's going on, I don't know. I'm going to go anyway next weekend, so I'll have a little look. I keep meaning, I really want to go into Hobbycraft and film what it's like in there, because some people won't have been in there before with it being UK. But every time that I walk in there and say I'm going to do it, I'm going to film today, I keep chickening out and getting too scared, like a baby. I'll definitely have a look then. Right, I need to go with my lighter shade again. Do you think we should stick with the purple? Go with a different colour for the pinks? I've missed a bit here. I'm liking the idea of pink and like a really pastel yellow colour. Well, that's what I was worried about. If one of the staff members came over to me and said something, I don't know where I'd put my face. I would be so embarrassed. Right, pastel yellow. So let's go in with cream and what's this one? Deco yellow and a slightly darker one, which I don't want that. Let's go in with sand. Yeah, we don't have any, well, not that I know of. I know there's one art store and it's probably about half an hour's drive from here. But they're only open at the weekends. I don't drive, so it's just my husband that drives. So it's only the weekends that he really can take me anywhere. What's it called now? Bromley something. They have a website. But apart from that, you've got like the range, Hobbycraft. If you're lucky, you'll get some stuff in the, you know, the supermarket. But apart from that, there's not really that many places. Let me just move the camera slightly. That's why I tend to order a lot off Amazon. It's just easier. But it's different, isn't it, when you're in store and you can pick up the items and have a look at them and read the back, etc. I prefer to do that, really. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one, Kirsta. I wanna go there, so whenever my husband's booked a day off, I think he's booked one off next month because he's watching American football. Is that the 2nd or the 3rd? So I could ask him to take me then. But then he'll say to me, "You're meant to be saving up for your holidays, Deborah." I could ask my mother-in-law to take me, but she'd end up getting lost. And I'm terrible with directions, and she's not got a sat-nav. Oh, I've missed a bit of the hair colour there. That's the green, I believe. I have still got them watercolours, the ones that I mixed. I just let them dry, so I'll add a little bit of water later and fix that. Do any of you guys do that, thinking that you've done a certain area, and then whenever I come back, I always miss a bit? I've got to keep a close eye on the time now. We're on 11 o'clock. I've got my mother-in-law around at 11:30, and I need to get Isabel's dinner ready before I set out. So I'll probably have to come off at about 20 past. So let's see how much I can get done in 20 minutes. Well, I'm glad it's not just me then. I do it honestly, every single picture. And then I have to remember what mediums and what colours I've used to fix the problem. Right, so that was cream. I'm going to go in with a slightly darker one, but I don't know if this is going to work. It's Deco Yellow. Oh, it should be alright. So I need to write down, I'll do it when the stream's finished, but what time I've told people to be on the live stream tomorrow. If I say 7:30, that might be pushing me up for Isabel being in bed. I'll say 8 o'clock. Oh, it is a shame that. They won't understand, will they? So why does he not? Why does he not, but Hazel does? I thought it would work the same. I need to find out about the 30 hours. I'm not going to do it anytime soon, but I do need to find out about it. Let's bring this colour downwards now. If I was sat here doing this colouring on my own, I'd be turning the page, so it's a bit difficult, like manoeuvring my hand certain ways. Well, we're in the UK, so it's 2 minutes past 11 now. That's in the morning. So I better enjoy the rest of my, well, it's not an hour, it's more like 45 minutes of peace. Right, let's bring this colour down here. Yeah, but aren't you classed as working because you're a carer? And then Rob as well? I thought that's how it worked. Oh, am I wrong there? Because whenever you say, when you have to put in like details for, I don't know, whatever, and they say, are you working, you have to put carer, don't you? Yeah, we're right in the middle of winter now. Yeah, I thought that's how it worked. Ah, right. I misread that, right. Okay, now, so can he start then when he's 3? Oh, he's only just turned 2 as well. It's a shame. Do you not take him to any groups, Kirsta? I used to do that with Isabel, but it was more like, it was the special needs groups that I had to take her. but I know that the centre does. Right. I get you now. She only starts proper, is it reception? Is the next one reception for her? I think that's next year. I'm just going to darken this. This one is sand that I'm using. Oh, I've noticed that one of my other videos has hit 1,000 views. I think it's... Is it the December finished pages? They seem quite popular, you know, finished pages on YouTube. It's a shame you obviously can only do one of them a month. It's just one of them things. You'd have to ask upstairs, you know, for the... Well, saying that, it's on Facebook, isn't it? The groups that they do. Right, let's move you down a little bit. And let's start on this little guy. I'm going to go in with the same colour, actually. I like that colour scheme. Was it? Yeah, them ones seem quite popular. I don't know where the timing though. I try and get it out probably the day before, or the last day of the month. But I'm seeing a couple of other YouTubers only adding the finishing pages like a week into the next month. So I'm not sure what's best to do. Shall I wait a little bit longer? But like I said, I finished another one last night, but I'm not keep showing them on stream because then everyone's already seen them. Well, that's what I mean. That one that I finished last night, I'm not putting that on Instagram. Gosh, that made me jump. That's my pencils. That's my blenders, rather. Yeah, I'm not putting everything on Instagram because then everyone's already seen them. Would you do a talking video, Kirsta? Or would you just do a flip through and put music over it, or... I know a lot of people do that as well. Are the pencils there? Have they come? My postman only comes at about 1:30. And was it the normal post or was it a specific delivery guy? Because it's going to be just my luck. As soon as I set out to go and pick Little Miss up, we're going to turn up. It's not too bad with Amazon because if you go out the house you can go onto the app, can't you, and say leave it here or leave it there in a safe place. But I don't think the post people do that, do they? Well, I'll let you know what apps and stuff that I use if you want. Was it the normal post, Kirsta? Because I know it says it's delivered by the normal post, but sometimes, so the normal one, well, it should be here then by 1:30, 2 o'clock. I've got an empty pencil case here, waiting. So that's me tonight, doing swatching. I'm going to be upset now if mine don't turn up and yours has. Yeah, that's what happens to me. That's what happened with the boots that I ordered off Etsy. I'm still waiting for 2 actually. I need to do, once these other 2 boots have come, I'm going to do an Etsy haul video. Because I didn't show what I got for Christmas. So I thought I'd pop it in there. Yeah, she got the 120, is it 120? I want to say 120 set of Arteza pencils. I've not tried them before, so I'm looking forward to trying them. I'm going to have to try and hurry up and finish this little horsey off. Because my mother-in-law going to end up turning up early. And then you'll hear the dogs barking and you'll hear me shouting. Oh, that's a shit. Well, I'm glad that I waited, because I was going to get the smaller set, but I'm so glad that I did wait now. I need, when they get here, I need to watch Colour with Clothes. Kirsty, you need to do the same thing. Watch Colour with Clothes. I think it's Skin Tone for Arteza. And write down all the colours that she uses. That'll help you with your skin. Honestly, that Alexa there nearly gave me a heart attack. She's flashing orange, not orange, green at me now. I was playing music this morning with Isabel. Well, it weren't my music, it was Peter Rabbit theme tune. That's what we were playing on it. And it's on nearly full blast. Yeah, Peter Rabbit at 7:30 this morning. I went into the local toy stores as well and I couldn't find anything Peter Rabbit for her. I wanted to get her a little talking toy. Yeah, Kirsty, it's on YouTube. Just type in with Colour with Claire, and I think she's made a playlist of all the different brands of pencils in skin tones that she's come up with. And I've found it really helpful, actually. The Artezas, from what I've heard, we'll see. But they're meant to be a mixture between the Prismas and the Polys. You know, like for the hardness and the blend, being able to blend, and the fact that they won't break. So I am curious to see what they're going to be like, especially for the price. Let me just finish the little balls, and then I'm going to have to come off because I need to make dinner. A little miss before I go and pick her up. Everything has to be out and ready, otherwise she's a monster because she's hungry. So I do apologise, it's just a shorter stream, but I thought I'd, better come on and do a little bit of work on this. So I'm going to do that bow. Let me make sure that I'm in frame. This bow. And the little green one. And I'm only going to add a little bit of shading onto that. Just a little bit. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm hoping that they're going to be really nice. I'm sure they will be. They've had some really good reviews online. And I can't fault the customer service of Arteza. They've been amazing. Let's make sure that I'm in frame. I'm just adding a teeny weeny little bit. Not going overboard, I've not got time. I have not got time. It seems like I'm rushing a little bit now. Like last one here. And I am going to go overboard with the stickles with this one later. think it deserves it with all the pastel colours. But I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. I'm going to have to rush around like a mad woman now and sort everything for my dinner, for her dinner. And quickly put some clothes that I've got folded up away before the mother-in-law gets here. So I will definitely be on. What day we're now? Monday. I'm going to do a live stream definitely tomorrow night. I'll possibly finish this off in the live stream tomorrow night. I won't touch it off screen, just in case anybody else wants to follow. You're supposed to start an hour ago. Well, you best get chopping. So thanks very much, guys, for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow evening. But I'll probably speak to you others on Instagram anyway. So like I said, thanks guys. See you later.